Hello students, this is Maranika ma'am, and in this video I'll be taking bio for standard 8. Children, in standard 8 the first chapter is transportation of food and minerals in plants. In this, what we will read about that how transportation of food, water and minerals takes place in plants. As in plants there is no blood vascular system which is present in humans. In humans, by our blood vascular system, the different nutrition etc. are transported to different cells, but in plants that system is not present. So what happens? Transport system in plant includes the well-developed conducting tissues. What do the conducting tissues do? They help in conduction of water and minerals from the roots to the aerial parts of the plant. Now, how does it happen? By the help of this xylem and phloem. The xylem and phloem are the two types of conducting tissues. What they do? This xylem and phloem you have already read in class 7, children. In that you have read about how xylem help in transportation of water and minerals and phloem help in the transportation of prepared food. Now here also we will read that, but in this class you will read much detail. So now let's see in xylem what things are present. There are 4 components present in xylem. That is, what are the components of xylem? Tracheids, vessels, xylem fibers and xylem parenchyma. What do they help? These all components, they help in the transportation of water and minerals from the root to the aerial parts of the plant. Now, if you come to phloem, this also contains 4 components, that is sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem fibers and phloem parenchyma. And these cells, what they do? They help in the transportation of prepared food from the leaves to the different parts of the plants. Now, so this is all about which is given in the first page, and these 2 diagrams, children, you please practice properly at home. Now, if we see the difference between xylem and phloem, we will find that xylem helps in the transportation only in the upward direction because water and minerals will be carried to the aerial parts of the plant. But what does the phloem do? It helps in transportation of prepared food from the leaves to the different parts of the plant. So the direction is both upward and downward. So children, we are getting here 2 major differences. One is on the basis of the components, another is on the basis of their transportation. Now, coming to the next topic, that is absorption of water. So as you know that in the plants the water is absorbed by the roots. By the roots the water is absorbed. But now in this class you will read about the mechanism of water absorption. You see here there is a term called osmosis. Now what is that osmosis? Osmosis, you see the definition is giving here, the process where water moves from a region of its higher concentration to a region of its lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. Now, please learn that definition. Now, I'll tell you what is the meaning of that. So, concentration, you know what is concentration? Suppose in a glass of water, I have taken 2 glasses, A and B. In glass A, the water, both the glasses, we fill water to the half. Here I add 10 spoons of sugar and here I add only 2 spoons of sugar. That means this liquid is more concentrated than this. Isn't it? Yes. Now let's see. In case of a plant, if you see the roots, we apply water in the soil. soil particles. If you see the diagram of your book here, you can see these are the root hair cells and these are the soil particles. And again, when we pour water in the soil, then what happens? The concentration of water is more here, but in the cell of the soil the concentration is more, means solution concentration is more. Here amount of minerals present in the cell is more, so the inside concentration is more, but outside, even though the solution is less concentrated, but water amount is more. So what happens? According to the definition, water moves from a region of its higher concentration. This is very, very important. So here concentration of water is more, so water will move from the soil to the root hair. And one important factor is semi-permeable membrane. Where is the semi-permeable membrane present? It is present in this cell. Outside is the cell wall, inner to the cell wall is the semi-permeable membrane. Yes, so now we have understood that from the root hair cells the water is absorbed into the sap, and then again later on we will read how it is actually conducted. Coming to the next one, let's see what's given next, children. We will turn the page now. The next important topic is here, importance of minerals. Okay, now then I have told you that the water and minerals are absorbed by the plant. But then what is the use of that mineral? Yes, children, the plants require these minerals for their growth. They require these nutrients for their growth, for their development. If you see in your book, please underline these and learn these: for their growth, development, synthesis of materials, and for their overall development, overall health of the plant. Now, these nutrients are basically classified into two groups: macronutrients and micronutrients. What are macronutrients? The nutrients which are required in large quantities. And what are micronutrients? Which are required in trace quantities, that means less quantity. Now children, you can see here the examples are given. Please learn these are very, very important. You are asked very often differences between macro and micro nutrients. So you will, first point will be your definition and second point will be the different examples. Coming to next one, what are the different diseases which are caused due to deficiency of these nutrients, children? You can see in your book nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The plants which have nitrogen deficiency, please underline that the chlorosis. What is that chlorosis? Loss of green color from the leaf, especially from the older leaves. You might have seen in the plant the older leaves become yellowish in color. That is chlorosis. So this is very, very important. In nitrogen deficiency, the plant will suffer from chlorosis. Next one, phosphorus deficiency. The plants with phosphorus deficiency, they have a stunted growth. Stunted means reduced growth. The growth is not much more, but the plant becomes short in height, stunted in growth, and the leaves are dark green in color. So these all things you have to remember, children. Old leaves become dark brown. Coming to the third deficiency, that is potassium deficiency. In this, the plants, what happens to them? They become scorched. Means you will see sometimes the surface of the leaf becomes burnt, dried up, that is called, and they become squeezed, that is called scorched leaf. They are around the edges, and the surface is irregularly chlorotic, means you will find patches of yellow and green, that is irregularly chlorotic. So these are the three very important diseases which are caused due to deficiency of nutrients. Hope you have understood. Now next we come to how absorption of minerals take place. We have discussed here about how absorption of water takes place, that is by the process of osmosis. Now coming to the next part, how absorption of minerals take place. Children, if you see this diagram, you will see here in the roots the amount of minerals are present, which I have discussed just now, macro and micronutrients. Now, even though inside the root hair cells, the amount of minerals are more, because we have said the inside is more concentrated. Outside, the amount of mineral may be less. Still then, the minerals enter inside. And also sometimes when we put the minerals into the soil in the form of different fertilizers and manure, then in that case what happens? Amount of mineral is more in the soil. In that case, by simple diffusion, the minerals will enter. So see here, the entry of minerals is by two methods. One is diffusion, one is active transport. Now what is the meaning of that? Diffusion is movement of molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Here you see, this part is the region of higher concentration of minerals, and inside the root hair cells, concentration of minerals is low. So there is direct movement of minerals, and that is called diffusion. But there is one more method, that is active transport. What happens in this? In this case, the amount of minerals, it may be less in the soil. Still then they will enter inside. That is called active transport. Now you may ask a question, or a question may arise in your mind. How is it possible that when there is less nutrient also, still then it is entering? Yes, you are right. That is because of active transport, because active transport says that it's the movement of molecules from a region of lower concentration to region of higher concentration. But the important thing is by using energy. So whenever suppose you are pulling a bucket of water into the stairs, you need energy. So in the same way, when we are going from less concentrated region to more concentrated region, that is by using energy. And from where will this energy come? This energy will come from the plant cell itself. And now this is called active transport. You are very often asked the question, difference between diffusion and active transport. In that case, you will write 2 points. Your first point will be the definition, that is transfer of molecules. Diffusion is the transfer of molecules from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration. Active transport is transfer of molecules from a region of lower to higher. And the second point will be diffusion does not require any energy, but active transport requires energy. You can add up one more point, that the diffusion is the process along the concentration gradient, but active transport is the process which occurs against the concentration gradient. Now children, one more topic I will discuss and end this video: conduction of water and minerals in plants. So that solution of water and minerals is called sap, please underline that, and that water and mineral movement of this sap from roots to the aerial parts is called ascent of sap. Please learn these definitions. Thank you.